Snap. Good afternoon, everyone. It's your boy Kels, and this is hashtag Talks with Kels. Today we are welcoming Utopi, known as Thembela. How are you, sir?
No, I'm good, my
Are you
man.
okay?
I'm good.
Fantastic. Finally, we are here.
This elbow thing, man.
Yeah, this everything. We still need to get used to
Yeah.
that. Finally, we are here. TestHub, the place,
Yeah, man.
the place which everyone is talking about.
Everyone.
I think everyone at Heidelberg is looking up a TestHub, and they see it as a massive achievement for someone as young as you are. Not mid-30, let's say mid-30, to just cut it short. But yeah, I think everyone is looking up. You are the source of inspiration. Ikas. Yeah. So finally we are here. We have questions lined up for you. Hopefully you'll be honest.
Ah,
in
come on.
answering this.
Come on.
No, I'm just saying though, would you like, I hope you're more honest.
Go feel like she's and
Yeah,
I
go
feel
feel
like
like
I'm on
she's-
the hot seat now.
Yeah, I'll say court because
No.
now we have an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an
Yeah.
audience, and we just need to give them the good content. Not that I'm skeptical, but yeah.
Skeptical about what now?
First question.
Okay.
First question.
Okay.
Who is Thembela and where does he originate from?
Hey. I wasn't ready.
He was not ready for that one.
Yeah. So basically, Thembela Mthombeni.
Mr. Mthombeni.
Yes.
Danko!
So I was born in Soweto, where my mother is from,
Okay.
but then I grew up like Ratan.
Oh,
So, background.
so how was Isoweto for you growing up? Like the vibe comparing to Yeratan?
Well, basically, I didn't stay there. You know, I was just born there, but I think when I was 1 year, we moved the site. So I won't say ngumuntu waseSoweto, ngumuntu waseRathanda through and through.
But you what's in your umbilical cord?
Yeah.
Is Isoweto.
Yeah, you can say that, but my man, where I learned everything, where I experienced everything is Rathanda at the end of the day. The person that I am today is Rathanda,
Because of
basically,
Rathanda.
you know. So I can't take away the fact that yes, I was born that side, but I don't think I'd be this guy if I wasn't this side, you know.
True.
Yeah.
Nah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Nah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Nah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Nah, that was nice. The first question went about well. So the second one is what sparked the love in him for photography? Sisikhuluma ngama-camera kushidana. Thanda ngama-camera kuya.
So for me, basically, photography into ngasho ukuthi into yasekhaya.
Yeah.
My dad, baba mkhulu wami, when they were growing up, I mean, they'd make bucks like that, you know, because they're from KZN. So, my roots are spread out, my man. But cutting it short, they use that as a source of income, you know. So I always grew up around cameras and all of that. But then finally getting to the photography space was, I stayed in Joburg for like a year or so, studying media. And then I moved back to Rathanda. Now the catch is, that's when depression hit hard, you know.
Okay.
And with depression hitting hard, I mean, the only thing I had was the library and my phone.
Okay.
So I'd go to the library, read a few books, do a bit of research on whatever thing that I'm working on. But then I'd also snap something, you know. But then when I look back at that, I actually realized that, no, I'm in a bad space.
Okay.
But now, getting out of this bad space, I actually moved more into photography.
Oh.
Like taking all the bad that was happening and putting it into something beautiful and productive. You know, so that's where the love for photography came by. And I mean, I love people.
Yeah.
And actually capturing people and actually having a discussion with someone, you know. So that's the basis of my photography. I'd have a discussion with you while we take the photos so that I can get a clearer a clearer, how can I
Perspective,
put,
maybe.
yeah, a clearer perspective, a real photo of someone.
Okay.
You know? Because photography is broad and everyone's doing photography, but how do you stand out? What do you do?
That element.
That element. So I'd say that's my signature when it comes to photography.
Let's call money out tomorrow night. You have upcoming photograph.
Come on, man! I'm just telling you, find your signature.
Yeah, you have to find the signature.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is. That's how it is, Chi.
So the third question: how did the idea of TestHub come about? This is TestHub. What I'm drinking is TestHub, guys. In short, this is nice.
So basically, TestHub. Also, I worked in a photography studio in Newtown, Carfax.
Okay.
There's a friend of mine who had a studio there, Tato.
All right.
And
Shout out to you, Tato.
And he also, we also went to that, went to that coffee spot until I knew the guys, and then I got a clearer understanding of coffee.
All right.
But now that became like a ritual. Like before a shoot, let's grab some coffee. After a shoot, let's grab some coffee, you know. So it became a culture now, you know. So moving back to Heidelberg, there was nothing like that.
Big up.
You know, so for me, it was, I didn't want to make this space me. I wanted to make the space as creative as possible. So I got a hold of Utato, who paints, and then I got a hold of Ulaki, who's a carpenter. I got a hold of Dihang. I got a hold of Thembela. So these are my friends that I grew up with, you know. We did graffiti together, we did a whole lot of stuff together. Nice. So in the art space, but I wanted the space to be, I didn't want to narrow it out. I wanted to broaden the horizon in a sense that I want everyone to come here. I want everyone to actually come in here, have a cup of coffee, and have a conversation. Hence, we don't have Wi-Fi, you know, because that's another thing that takes away the element of conversation. So
in short, you've brought the 80s time.
Yes.
To 2021, 22, you could say so.
Yeah. We can say so. So then we just got together. We basically did everything in the shop.
All right.
Yeah, we did everything. Hard times, we fought, we argued, but I'm happy that we created this, we called it a pamphlet of what we can do.
A pamphlet of what you can do.
Yeah, pamphlet of what we can do. You know, so the TestHub came about like that. A creative space that is a hidden gem where you can actually go and hide inside and just escape the world. So it's a great escape.
This is a great escape, I'll tell you. I'll just confess, this is a great escape because I was fucking thirsty. The fourth question. What are the challenges you faced in trying to establish TestHub as a coffee shop?
Challenges?
None. There can't be none.
No, there were challenges. I mean, first days of opening up, or the first year of opening up, I mean, getting the name out there firstly, that was the challenge as well. Just getting the name out there and actually establishing ourselves as a brand. That's the major challenge that I'd say we faced, because I mean, this is something new. It's something that didn't exist here, you know. So that's a challenge, you know, getting people to try something new.
That's true.
That was the major challenge for us,
but it was a new experience for you.
It was a new experience because now you get to see how people think. You know, you get to see how people receive as well, you know. And I mean, yes, you'll get your bad comments, you'll get but those are some things that actually learn through time, that those are the actual things that build a person.
Which in any given day, what you would accept is constructive criticism.
That's all I want.
That's
for me, basically that's all I want, and that's what I can't for. Like, give me that criticism so that I can fix myself, you know, rather than tell me comforting lies and knowing that I'm actually not changing anything
And you are not growing.
and not growing. So, and also establishing the boundary. You know, there's this boundary of that had to be set. You know, whereas everyone and anyone can step in here. You know, whether you just want an espresso or whether you just want to chat.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, you don't need actual physical money to actually step in here.
Okay.
Sometimes you just want to break away, sit down, read your book. And we allow that.
Oh, you do allow that?
Yeah, and we allow that.
Book fanatics, we've got a spot.
You know, so that's the thing, creating that space.
Yeah.
And that's the only challenge that was there. That's the
Fantastic.
only challenge that was there.
So, Hotmani, what I want to ask is, what is one thing that you almost feel you got it right, Maziza go TestHub? Like that one element which is, if you look at it, you say, I'm proud of this one thing. If it wasn't for this one thing, I don't think TestHub would have existed, or I don't think it would have gotten that far. That one thing.
Yo, I can't name one thing, eh?
There are so many of them.
I mean, basically everything. I'd say basically everything. The vibe, seeing that person walk in feeling down, and then when they step out, they're smiling.
Okay.
That makes my day.
But for you, okay, I do get what you're
Yeah.
saying. But for you, what stands out? Like, what stands out? Mongain and how it's saying, you know what? Even if maybe you're having a bad day, nah, into learning, it drive. It gives me enthusiasm.
I'd say, literally everything that we did beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, because every time I step in, that I just remember that.
Yeah.
The work that went in.
Okay.
You know, the work that went in, and I mean, blood, sweat, and tears, my man. So that's the one thing that captures every single
Everything,
thing.
Yeah, yeah. There's someone. We don't have anyone. Or are we expecting someone?
Oh. Yeah.
But we weren't expecting someone. Whoa, wait.
Yeah, so basically the blood, sweat, and tears that went into everything. So I just always step back to that and remember, you know what, this is where we started, this is how it started, and this is where it's headed.
Okay.
That's the one thing that stands out for me. I can't pinpoint one thing because as I numbered the guys, there's a lot of elements that actually came together and made this one thing, you know. But then when I look at this one thing, all the elements make me wanna do more. Do you get me?
It makes sense. It makes sense. I'm not disputing
Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
it does make
yeah.
sense. And looking back, who would you say that one person that motivated you or believed in your dream or vision?
Yo, my family, man.
Your family?
Yeah, my family. I mean, when I was in the research phase, I'd literally bounce the idea of my sister and my dad.
Okay.
And my dad would literally tell me, no, go back, do more research. You know, so I spent close to 3 years just doing research
Of this TestHub.
of this TestHub. And every time I'd go back thinking, yes, I've got it. Get there, go back.
to the throwing board.
You know, so that actually also helped me as well to actually grasp this idea, you know, because back then I didn't dive in very deep.
So if you said you went to your father,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had an established plan, you had a vision, and you're saying, this is the ticking point for me. This is going to work. And then you go to him as a source of reference to say, this is the plan, here's how it's mapping out.
Yeah.
And he says, nah, this is not enough. Wasn't it frustrating for you? Because you thought you got it right.
I mean, it was frustrating. It was frustrating, but then I had to get what he was thinking about.
Okay.
You know what his viewpoint was about this whole thing.
All right.
So that I can actually add that element within.
Okay.
You know, I mean, when I told him that I want to do photography, he gave me a psychology book.
Oh.
You know, and I was like, psychology, why? You know,
How does it
but
make-
then that also showed me that you're gonna be working with people. You have to know how
Oh.
people think.
Okay.
You know, so that's why I'd go to him for the
Okay.
research phase, so that I can get to understand, you know, where if I'm telling him about this, how he's grasping it.
Okay.
You know, if is it deep enough,
All
or
right.
is it just still shallow?
Right. Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
Shoo. If I were to go to someone, any family member, and tell them that I have this idea, and then they say go back to the drawing board, I get frustrated
Yeah, but I mean,
because like I'm thinking that I want to start. You know what?
Yeah.
What a lot of people suffer from. Instant gratification. You want to start right now. You want to experiment everything right now. You don't want to
Yeah.
give everything the process to grow and then see it manifest.
and that's the process that you actually have to go through.
It's obligated.
It's obligated. You have to go through
Now I
that.
should call the next.
There's no shortcuts.
My team is weird guys.
Hey, Baba, even Kasi, you have to. You have to go through that. You have to research. You have to sit down and actually simmer in that idea of yours. Because yes, it's a great idea, sharp, given, sharp. But then do your research. Do your research. Tolbuti, Njomobuti, there's no shortcut. Where now you starting off to 30 shortcut, not realizing that that's the long route. But when you sit down and research, you actually pinpoint the shorter routes.
Okay.
You know, so then that's why I'm saying you have to research. You have to go through that process. There's no other way.
You read, ne?
Yeah.
Now I can tell, please. Now I can tell.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, this is a question. Would your 8-year-old self be proud of how far you came?
Yeah.
That little guy.
Yeah.
He'd be proud.
Yeah. You know why? Because when I look at him and I look at myself now, there's no change.
Okay.
You know, we tend to lose our child self, being inquisitive, imagining. We tend to lose that. And I
You're
feel,
still inquisitive.
yeah, Baba,
More than ever.
more than ever. That's something. Yes, grow up, but don't lose yourself. You know, I mean, there's this one lady. She actually works here.
Okay.
Found a small lizard, nah? And she picks it up and she takes it outside. And I'm like, yo, like my blood is like, it's running, Baba,
moving
it's
quicker.
moving quicker, Baba, like, what the, you know? And I ask her, like, how did you do that? She's like, I didn't grow up. And that hit hard. I didn't grow up. That hit hard.
Hey, it would hit hard in most of us.
You know?
It isn't.
That's the thing. We yes, we grow up, but then we lose certain things that can actually propel us. You know? So your child self imagining,
Yeah.
that imagination state, you can't lose that. It always has to be there. Because always, even with manifesting, you're gonna imagine at the end of the day.
So imagination is powerful than motivation.
Imagination is more powerful. Motivation, yes, I can watch. I can watch 100 videos. I can read 10,000 books. You know, but then only one book is gonna make sense to me,
Okay.
and that's the book I'm gonna stick with. So my imagination, which is already present within me, that makes sense to me.
It's quite intense, but it's quite intense. I never thought it would be that intense, but yeah, it's quite intense. If you had a message for your 55-year-old self from now,
Yeah.
What would that message be if you were to give your 55-year-old self an advice? Now.
Yeah. Don't grow up. It's a trap. It's a trap.
And this guy doesn't want to age, eh?
It's a trap.
No, honestly, this guy doesn't want to.
It's a trap. Don't grow up. Don't grow up. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh, so are you being for real?
I'm being for real, man.
Yeah.
Don't grow up. Don't grow up. Don't. I mean, there's this
How
one.
do you prevent aging, though?
No, not in that sense, my man. But now, aging we can't prevent. But
Yeah, I don't
But
want
now-
you to break it down.
yeah, but now when I say don't grow up, don't lose your imagination. Don't lose your essence, your true self, your inquisitiveness. You know that. Okay, let me ask you a question. When last were you excited? You know that excitement of a kid or sweet.
Yeah.
When last were you that excited?
Hey, it's been a few days now. It's not that long. but
It's
it
not
has
that
been
long.
A few days, yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not that long. I get excited every single day, just by making that first cup of coffee. I get super excited.
But leli lize lihamba nomgolozo ngaphakathi.
Yeah, angisho nofika ngenkathi ezirong. But not losing that, you know, and that's the one thing. I'd actually tell my 55-year-old self, don't grow up. Don't.
Short, concise.
Yeah, don't grow up.
Whew.
Don't.
What is your message of motivation to any aspiring photographer and entrepreneur?
Photography. Take as much shots as you can. Like every day, take shots.
If it's awful,
Even if it's awful, take shots. And I mean, nowadays it's easier. You can just go into YouTube, just see what other photographers are doing, and you can. There's tutorials. There's everything is out there. It's just that we don't know.
cool.
You know, everything is out there.
Would you say
So
we are being a bit ignorant?
yes,
A bit.
a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I stepped into studio work and I didn't know anything about studio work. The only thing that helped me with studio work was YouTube,
Always.
always. So I'd get in there super early. So
You never had anyone teaching you photography?
no,
No, let's be honest.
no,
Let's be honest.
no,
I say be honest.
no.
But there's this picture of yours that I think it was televised on SABC1.
Yeah, yeah.
The one ngathi izinto ziyabaleka.
Oh yeah.
Lesingathi siyaloya.
Baba, I learned that on YouTube. I was sitting on YouTube that day and I was doing that photo.
Ufuna sivele vele TV.
Not that I wasn't thinking that.
At least no bangangibizwa ku generation but masingavela nje. Yeah.
But I mean that photo carried a whole lot of meaning.
Yeah,
Ngiyakuthola.
yeah.
So that's why I think that's why I worked on that photo that much. And that photo was aired I think 2017.
Yeah, it's not too long.
I actually took that photo 2015.
So for it to manifest thoroughly into the broadcasting zone, it took you 2 years.
Basically. So now that's why I'm saying shoot every day. Find that signature. Find what you love within the photography space. Photography is broad. Photography is it's broad. There's portrait, there's weddings, there's landscaping, there's
Yeah.
fine art, there's jewelry, there's a whole lot you can do in the photography
You
space.
just have to be creative.
You just have to be creative about it. If you see, let me change the angle. Let me take it from this way.
Can we come for free lessons to you?
From me, yeah.
And any other photographers that attend?
As long as you have a camera.
If we don't have any,
Buy a camera, Papa.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Exactly. I think he wants to dispute.
Buy a camera.
He wants to dispute, but not on camera.
No, you know why I'm saying that?
Yeah.
So that I can see how serious you are. If you really want to do this. Yeah. If you really want to do it, get a camera. Take the first step.
So if someone really wants to be in photography, but they don't have the finance to buy a camera, how do we?
I mean,
go
that
about
one, that one we can.
Or we can work out.
We can work around
Guys
that.
who don't have finance, we can work around that.
That we can work around. And then entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, yes, sir.
Yeah, you have an idea, do your research, read.
Read books.
Read
A lot.
a lot. Look at the guys that you look up to within the business space or within whatever idea you're working on,
Yeah.
and research them, how they did that, because there's a different mindset. One thing we must realize, ama mindset ayahluka, ne?
Sure.
So khona mindset ye 10 rand, khona mindset ye 50 rand, khona mindset ye 100 rand, khona mindset 100,000, khona mindset ye million, khona mindset ye billion.
Yeah.
Young child. And with that, I'm not being rude or anything, but if you wanna be a millionaire,
Yeah.
you have to be within the space of people that are millionaires,
Shoot,
so that you
I
can
like that.
know how they think,
Yeah.
so that you can know how they do things.
So the idea that it doesn't have to seem far-fetched.
Yes, because if you're gonna chill in a 10 rand mindset and you wanna be a millionaire, it's not gonna make sense.
Okay.
It's not gonna make sense. So you have to find like-minded people, and that's where you'll actually automatically step into that like-mindedness
Yeah.
of where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm a 5 a.m. club reader, and as I'm a 5 a.m. club reader, I wake up super early. I wake up super early and
You need to attend the guy.
yeah, and
No, it's cool. You can attend him. You just can attend him. We just cut. So being in a space of coffee shop, you had to attend it quickly. Yeah, quickly. So, hypothetically speaking, if I were to say, or if I were to ask, between photography and TestHub, which one would you choose? Hypothetically speaking.
photography any day.
So you would choose photography over TestHub?
Photography any day.
I think you need to think thoroughly about your answer.
That's the thing. This place came out of photography.
Oh.
So I'd say photography any day, because yes, we've established this place. I feel this place can hold the mile, and whereas now I can step into my photography space.
Okay.
Because that's where I find me.
Yeah.
That's where the real me is.
Yeah.
Coffee, yes, I can make coffee. I appreciate.
But the
that.
time them shoot though.
But yay, camera
That's why we need to discuss some of this audition and I think.
Yeah.
Some audition.
Basically.
No, I do understand. So this is the question that a lot of people it's just a general question.
No.
Another one.
Let me attend.
Cut. And we're about to finish. Now I'm sad.
Yes, sorry about that.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking, you said it's photography over a TestHub at any given day.
Yeah. I mean, Joba Mushindo, TestHub came out of photography.
Yeah.
Other elements as well. But then I also have to step back into me.
Yeah.
Into being me and being the photographer that I am, but switching things up now, moving from photography into craftsmanship. And that's another space, whereas I basically built my own camera, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a task that I got when I was exhibiting in Germany.
Is it?
Yeah, to build my own camera.
Oh.
And basically take portraits with that camera.
Yeah.
So, the photos are, you just grab on that.
Okay, cool. Just please do so.
I'm talking about. Hey.
But basically, you could have said just.
Relax,
just
my
grand.
man. Relax, my man. So this shot.
Yeah.
Is a shot I took with the camera I built.
From scratch.
From scratch. This shot.
Hey. No, guys, like, hey, from scratch.
From scratch. Straight up.
You're not fucking us up.
No, man, come on. Come on.
No, that's impressive, man.
Come on. So, hence I'm saying moving from the photography space now into craftsmanship.
Yeah.
You know, whereas now it's crafting. Now it's basically creating that photo. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if this was a camera pansy. Pansy, Don. As in, yes. So where do you see this place in 5 years?
This place?
Yeah.
Yo, far. I mean, doing way more. And I'd basically like this place to employ more youth, more youth. So basically, when we employ and give you a stepping stone.
Okay.
You know, we give you a discipline of some sort. So the
Right.
coffee making is a discipline of some sort.
Yeah.
You know, so that discipline can be infused into whatever else you want to do.
Okay.
Be it art, be it whatever wherever you see yourself.
Yeah.
But that one thing that we need, which is discipline. You know, so that's why I'm saying I'd love to hire the youth and give them that stepping stone.
The
you
youth
know?
of Ratanda.
Yes.
Directly them.
Directly Ratanda.
No Tembisa, no powerful.
Aye baba.
So, I don't know from the team side, but on my side, I'm quite satisfied. And thank you for allowing us. We're gonna allow Mami to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
But thank you for allowing us and giving us your time. We know that you're a busy man, an entrepreneur, a millionaire. So don't be fooled. He's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. So we are being graced by a multi-millionaire. We're putting things in manifestation.
There we go.
We're putting things in manifestation.
Starting it off the right
Yeah,
way.
it has to be on the mindset before it is there physically.
Yes.
But I believe it's both there physically and in the mindset in terms of coming to you. So the pockets are full. You can the pockets are full. He's minting money.
I only have one question, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned Themba, Dihang, and all the people who are working with you. And I got a message from Themba to tell you that you have been a brother to him. You will continue being a brother to him. And you guys fight a lot because you are Leos. So you can imagine what you guys are fighting about.
Yeah.
But when he goes through bad times, you're there. And you just keep on supporting each other, even though you have parted ways in some sort. So what is the question that you would like to say to them as a message to I don't know, contribute or to tribute to them as to them building this place together, you guys building the place together? What would you like to say to all of the people that helped you?
I mean, first and foremost, thank you. You know, I appreciate the amount of time that they put in. I mean, time is something that they can never get back. You know, putting that time into the TestHub and basically standing up for the TestHub as well. You know, fighting for the TestHub and also pushing the name out there. but also remembering that the TestHub wouldn't be here without them, you know. So that's why, yes, I own the TestHub, but I don't see it that way. You know, it's as you said, it's a brotherhood, and that's the one thing that helps us gel, and that's the one thing that helps the TestHub, because if they weren't there, I feel the TestHub wouldn't be here as well. You know, because yes, it would be here, but it wouldn't be like this. You know, because when I look at the vibe, the ambience, those are energies just coming together, you know. And if it was one-sided, it would be sterile, clean, you know, and without that edge. Because that's the one thing I wanted, you know, that I want you guys to come together and create this place, you know. So for me, it's a massive thank you. It's a massive thank you and an appreciation. I can't put this into words, but this means a lot to me, because they were there. Yes, we fought.
A
lot.
A lot.
A lot. Like, a lot. But then at the end of the day, we'd sit down and just even things out. Basically, why did we fight? What were we fighting about? You know, so that showed me that they love this place as well. Because if we didn't fight, I would be like, hey, these guys are not the right guys. But then they showed me that they want to be here, they want to help out, they want to put their time into the TestHub. You know, so that's why the story remains. 5 creatives coming together, creating this space. You know, so that's how it is.
So in the name of the place, the TestHub, I understand that there were like a few options that you guys went through, but you chose the TestHub because there was a specific reason of it being a test every day and it being a social challenge and a creative challenge. But how did it come about that you choose this specific name and decide this was going to be the one?
So with the name, yes, there were a lot of names, but we wanted something that's gonna basically stand out to us and be, and be true to us as well, as the guys that created the space. So we went back to when we were starting off with working on the shop. I mean, we'd set a task and we think, okay, it's going to be easy. We're just going to do it in 1, 2, 3. And then when we start off that task, tables turn. It's not that easy. Now we have to sit down, do more research. So the research carried on, by the way. The research carried on. It didn't stop there. So we just realized that this was a cycle of tests that were coming about. We'd say we want the wall gray, but then we painted and we see that no, this is too dark, you know. Then we have to do something else to actually make it nicer, you know. The wall was a mistake. Lucky was chipping. I don't know what he was doing, Gonj? There was something he was doing on the wall, and we just saw that the paint can come off. And then we carried on, did like 5 bricks, and we noticed like, oh, okay, let's just do the whole wall. You know, such things, you know. And so the test element is always there. You know, that's the one thing about life as well. Now, to put it in perspective of life, within all our artistic spaces, we see that there's always that test that comes about for that day or for those 5 hours. You know, there's always that one test that you have to go through in order for you to propel as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the name just stuck to us, because of those constant tests. Hence I said discipline as well. That's where the discipline factor comes in. When you're facing that test, do you run away or do you face the test? You know, and the gents faced the test with me. So that's why the name TestHub came about, and that's why we chose that name.
All right. In closing, I quote from Thembela. He said, "I love that nigga."
So we are closing it.
Yeah.
From myself and the team, they've done a wonderful job. would like to thank you again. Hopefully, we'll get to do this soon with you. And all the best, man, to your TestHub, to your photography. And may God bless you and give you more wisdom as you go forward. May you propel in whatever you're doing, sir. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank you and the team, actually, you know. This means more to me than I think to you guys.
It means a lot to all of us. It means a lot to all of us.
Nah, you don't get me.
Nah,
it means a lot to me in a sense that this thing started as an idea, but now it can actually motivate.
Oh, yes.
You know,
yes.
it can
Oh, yes.
inspire. It can be what it's actually meant to be. Hence, I'm saying I thank you guys, you know, for coming through and actually spending some time with me.
I know we're supposed to cut it short, but as he said whatever that he just said, which is quite important, I also believe because it's quite for me to quite highlight this thing out. It was an idea.
Yeah.
And you said you had 5 niggas and it's brotherhood.
Yeah.
So the idea was mine. But someone had to put extra ingredients in the idea. And I have to give respect and mad love to my nigga. Utifo.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, I'm not sure which this would exist, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just have to give mad love to him.
Uh-huh.
I'll always appreciate him for that. Talks with Kels, we're closing it. Thank you guys. Stay blessed. Ah, that was nice, guys. Yo. That was nice.
Ngizomzamela imali, ngizowakhaleleka, ngizophuma ngingaphandle ngiyophandela umama. Ngizomzamela imali, ngizowakhaleleka, ngizophuma ngingaphandle ngiyophandela umama.